Chapter 11. Abandon all hope. After Ariana's betrayal sends you tumbling into a pit, you fall through the dark for what feels like ages, your screams echoing all around you, and then you hit the ground. Where are we? You find yourself in a familiar, desolate land, cast in an eerie purple light, and you wince as you get to your feet. I don't think we're in Hollis anymore. But your attention is immediately drawn to Bakshi and Mal, who lie nearby, catatonic on the hard ground, and you rush over to them. Bakshi, Mal, can you hear me?
Don't shout, kid.
Wallace nudges Mal's hand with his beak and tries to wiggle beneath his arm. Nia kneels down beside them, her hands glowing with healing magic, though not as bright as you're used to seeing. My powers are still limited down here. Just give me a moment. With a groan, Bakshi slowly pushes themselves up and takes a couple unsteady breaths, and then looks at Mal. Restore. Mal gasps and jolts upright as life seems to suddenly flood back into their limbs. Remind me not to take on anyone who has expert knowledge of poisons, because damn, that stuff hurt. Mal, I was scared I'd lost you. I didn't know what her darts would do to you, and if they just make you forget, or... He takes your hand and brings it to his chest, laying your palm over his heart. I'm right here, Rain, and I remember everything. That you know of. This place just, looks just like the Shadow Realm, but we can't be back there. I believe we are in the third circle of the Hells. I'm guessing you don't mean metaphorically. Unfortunately, no. This is a place where Nefara tosses her enemies, her nuisances, whoever she no longer wishes to look at. So, how do we get out of here? I do not know. Nefara was secretive about this place. So, are we going to talk about what just happened? What, you guys lost again? Yeah, I know. You look over at Aaron, who is sitting on the ground and staring out at the distance, as though he doesn't even notice the rest of you are there. I don't know if Aaron's ready for that. He's not the only one affected. I know, but Aaron needs to be part of this conversation, and he's still processing. I'm gonna check on with Kate and see what he can find out about the Hells. With a deep breath, you close your eyes and reach out to your brother, who is, unsurprisingly, still in the library. Rain, did you find the EAC? We did, and we met 2 more of the gods and found a whole rebellion against them in El Hollis. Oh, that's great! But now we're in the 3rd hell. That's not great. How'd that happen? It's a long story, but we need a way out. Got any ideas? I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's a guy who went in with his elven poet. Suddenly you feel a whole royal archive shake. See what you can find. I think I gotta go. You open your eyes to find a snarling humanoid creature rushing at you, and you barely stumble out of the way as it swipes at you. What the hell is the rest of our people doing? What the hell? I was gone for 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, we got attacked by mutants. Mal whips a dagger across one of the creature's chests, but they're coming at you from all sides. Mutants, attack your fellows. 2 turn and start clawing at each other, but the others don't seem impacted by Bakshi's words. Seems like my magic is being limited down here as well. Valix holds her hands up and shoots a massive blast of shadow right at the group of mutants, sending them flying. Mine isn't. Suddenly Aaron rushes past you, the effects of his drain magic visible, like shadowy ropes linking him to the mutants as he tears at them with gritted teeth. You watch in awe as he uses the tendrils to whip the creatures around, smashing them into the ground. Is that the best you've got? Aaron, let me help. You reach for one of the mutants' Aaron's already tied to, hooking your own magic into the creature and pulling it taut. Its strength floods into you, and you practically rip its arm off as you throw it to the ground. Did you see that? You turn Aaron with a grin, but he's not looking at you, too focused on his prey. Aaron? Right now he has some shit to work through. He's a little pissed off right now. He flings another mutant to the ground, not seeing the two coming at him from behind. Rushing up to the creatures, you stop abruptly and scowl at them as they charge in your direction. Wow, you two have major attitude problems. They both stop short, look back and forth between you and each other, seeming confused. Work on that in your own time, if you survive, I mean. You put your hand on Aaron's shoulder and he whirls around, eyes blazing with fury. What? But as soon as his eyes meet yours, he jolts, guilt flashing across his features. Oh, Rain, I didn't... Rein it in, Aaron. But you're out of control. What does that matter? I'm still helping us destroy these monsters. You're going to get yourself... We could use some help over here. You turn to see Nia struggling to cast a spell as Torin. Tyr will barely hold back a group of mutants with their weapons. We're gonna keep hacking you apart until you leave us alone. I don't think they're listening to you. We can argue about this later. First, we need to thin out the pack. Looking at the group of mutants blocking you from the rest of your friends, you pull the cluster of storm berries out of your bag. Let's see what these taste like. You pop a handful in your mouth, sweet and sour flavor bursting across your tongue as the wind kicks up around you. Move. Your shout sends a massive gust through the air that swirls into a twister the moment it reaches the group of mutants. It lifts them high into the air and carries them away, the cries disappearing into the distance, and you turn back to Aaron. That takes care of them. Let's see what we can do about those shadow ropes of yours. I'll weave the rope through the mutants, shoot them after you tie them up. Dark tendrils shoot out from Aaron's palms and coil around the mutants, holding them in place. They're all yours. You turn your crossbow, setting to fire, take aim, and pull the trigger. The flaming bolt divides into two, each one growing in the size until its two fireballs slam into the creatures closest to your friends. Loot, we leveled. BFD. Alright, so we only have two things. We have survival and combat. I'm gonna go with survival. You acquired all abilities. Woot. Bad smell. Good result. When the last mutant falls, most of your party sits down to catch their breath. Did you manage to learn anything from Kate, Rain? Well, I kinda got interrupted, but he's gonna see if he can find us a way out of this place. Suddenly Wallace darts across the craggy landscape and starts snuffling around a cluster of rocks. Wallace, where are you going? You rush over to find him nuzzling against another small creature, a colorful ball of fluff that looks almost like a kitten. Apart from the two wings on its back and antennae on its head. Oh my god, I want one. I want it. Hey there, little one, what are you doing here? You're so goddamn cute, I want you so bad. What kind of creature is that? It looks like it's part moth, part cat. It's a lemur. They're loyal, agile creatures that existed in this place long before we even arrived. They used to freely roam the streets of Elhalis until Nefara decided they were a blight on her perfect city. She dies. She dies today. She banished them from here? It seems that way, though they don't disappear, or don't appear to be affected by the infernal magic or energy of this place as most would. This one is quite young. I would expect her to still be in the care of her parents, though I don't see them anywhere. Then she's all alone. We can't just leave her like that. Wallace wraps his massive paws carefully around her, tucking her against his feathery chest. Looks like Wallace wants a friend. I want a friend for Wallace. Looks like Wallace wants to keep her.
Don't let him influence you, kid. It might be dangerous.
Dangerous to my heart? Lima. I'm serious. Listen, you could touch that thing and immediately drop dead. I'm touching it. I don't give a shit. The Lima walks over to Mal and rubs against his leg, tail swishing as she purrs.
Oh, I want to pet you so bad. Okay, maybe this one isn't so bad.
You're just saying that because you found an animal that actually likes you. Though I gotta admit, she is pretty cute. Yes! Bro, what do we name it, though? Okay, I have an idea. Take her with you. Alex scoops Wallace up in her arms, despite his hoots of protest as he stretches his legs out towards the Lee-moth. You gotta let Rain connect with her on her own, alright? Then you two can play. Aww. Yes, I'm sure you would be very helpful in this instance. You always are. The Lee-moth continues to weave through Mal's legs, stopping only when you step close to tilt your head at you curiously. You're so cute. Oh, come here, little one. You're getting fur all over Mal's pants.
She'd better not be.
I'll coax her to me by singing to her, letting her smell me, offering some food. You want something to eat? Close your eyes and imagine a small piece of chicken in your palm.
You're telling me we could have been imagining feasts for ourselves every day?
You mean you haven't been? You hold out the chicken to the Lee-moth, and she immediately runs to you, starts gnawing on it. You lift the Lee-moth into your arms, gently petting the fluffy fur of her back as she nuzzles against you. Yeah, she's so soft. You carefully hold her out to Nia, feeling her purr vibrate through your arms when Nia strokes her head. What a sweetheart. Quite a magical creature. Do you think she can understand us, like the animals and the elements did? Listen, this one's coming back to the realm with us. It's hard to say. I assume that was a gift the elements granted to them there, but given these creatures have existed, why not just ask her? That would get us the answer much faster, won't it? He's not wrong. You look down at the adorable creature in your arms, and she stares back up at you with her big, round eyes. Can you understand us? I think that's a yes.
Well, that makes her smarter than half of our party. And no, I'm not saying which half.
You're included in the half. Hey. Yes, Mal, if you understand me. Do you know you're the cutest? You're the floofiest floof that's ever floofed in the floofiverse. Careful, Rain. You'll give her a big head. Half our party has that. She deserves it. Oh my god, I love you. Shh. Wallace wriggles in Alex's arms until she finally sets him down. Alright, you can go play now. He scampers over to you and paws at your foot, hooting eagerly as the Lee-moth peers down at him. Give me a second. You put her down, and she immediately climbs on top of Wallace's back. He gallops around, and she squeaks excitedly. It's amazing. A cute little creature like that managed to survive down here. If Lee-moths were here before even the gods, I suspect they are naturally in tune with the afterlife, no matter the environment. That doesn't mean the monsters down here won't attack them. I think there's always light in dark places. Exactly. The circle of life might have another explanation for it. Don't say that.
I'm inclined to agree with Rain and the priestess here. She more than makes up for the horrible mutant attack. That's a lie, but you know what I mean.
What will you call her, Rain? Flumph. While that is a cute name, I'm dedicating this one to a fellow supporter and viewer of our channel who actually helped us continue to make the content that we have. Ashy. Very cute. That means a lot coming from you. You scratch Ashy behind her ears, making her wiggle. Do you like your name? But as you step away from the rock with Ashy at your side, you'll hear a pair of slow claps and turn to see two familiar faces. I'm sorry. Why do you seem familiar, but I forget you because you're not that important? How very sweet. Quite a show you put on with those mutants, so heroic. Zathra and Xenia. Why won't you just die? Xenia blows him a sarcastic kiss. How do you think I got here, you fool? Great. Now we can kick your asses again. The mutants are getting pretty predictable. You're predictable too, but a nice change of pace is nice. You could never keep pace with me, you little wretch. I told you this was a bad idea. While I was personally longed to flay each and every one of you, I have no wish to fight you today. Well, then why did you come to me? You understand I'm having trouble believing that, right? Well, I wish to fight you, especially you, you little traitor. She glares at Aaron, and Valak steps protectively in front of him. Who are these gaudy elves, and why don't we fight them and be done with it? They're the members of the Shadow Court. Oh, then they're no threat to us. Why, you... Xenia is lacking vision at the moment. Loath as I am to work with you. We have some information you'll want. An enemy of yours is in this place. Someone you hate more than us. The Dreadlord? It's the only thing I can personally think of. Maybe Valak's mother. Maybe. Don't worry, ladies. We hate all the Shadow Court equally. We should hear them out. Oh, this isn't time for a detour in the name of a good story. Why would we want to find another one of our enemies anyway? I suspect that is not what this is, or at least it is not a detour. Not for most of you. It is hard to explain. Try. I mean, I am not capable of explaining, even with my power over words. Nefara has ensured that. Actually, she uses her magic on you? She does. Though in this instance, she didn't single me out. She merely used her magic to affect everyone, and I was included. I cannot even say for sure that it is her magic, such as in nature, the enchantment. But this is her place, isn't it? Everything works according to her command. Oh, that it would, Rain. Oh, that it would. But that world would be very frightening indeed. If Nefara's gone to such lengths to hide this information, it's probably worth looking into. You turn your back to the Shadow Courtiers. I take it you want something in return for telling us where we can find this person. We want to escape these abhorrent abominations and ascend to the next level of hell. Your enemies on the second level. We know where the entrance is, hence my offer. Ah, so you can't get past the guard. Well, if you know where the entrance is, why haven't you already ascended? Do you think we're bothering with the worms if we could do this on our own? Then what's to stop you from stabbing us in the back the moment we get there? You put your hand on Tyrell's shoulder, pulling him aside so you can quietly whisper without both of them hearing. Tyrell, I know this is hard, but this is the fastest way to get out of her. And it's not like we're helping them out of hell. You're right, but I will be keeping a close eye on them just in case. I'm counting on it. You turn your back to them. Alright, we'll travel together until we reach this enemy in the second hell. Then we have an accord, and I will act, and as an act of goodwill, I offer this. With a swirl of shadow, a lore tablet appears in her hand, seeming to glow with dark energy. If you wish to learn more about this abysmal place, you need to read this. Its author is overly sentimental, but they learned more than most. I guess I have to pay for it. They even wrote a possible means of escape, though I doubt they were able to find it. I know very little of this place, Rain. This information could prove invaluable. Okay, so if we don't escape, this book never ends, and neither does the next chapter come. I can live with that. Listen, especially if we get to keep the floof. I'm just saying. The floof is important. You could be. Okay, anyway. Dear traveler, I do not know if you mean good or ill, but you may be a strange beacon of hope in a miserable darkness. Or you may be some dark, slinking thing looking to harm me. This place is filled with horrible things, but I am horrible too. Well, that's specific. How people end up here. The Temple of Light holds that only those who do the greatest harm wind up in the hell. I suspect they find that this comforting as actors of such great harm themselves, but not the greatest harm, I'm sure. In my time traveling the hills, I've grown to realize that while some seem to land here because of they or others think they belong here, this place is primarily a form of containment for those who displease the High Queen. It is often difficult to determine which group a person falls into, so I warn you, fair traveler, be both kind and cautious in your company. Some malcontents are confined to cages or other enchanted prisons, but most are left to roam free, and therefore may harm others if they are so inclined. And yet, to do so would be short-sighted indeed, for the true trick of the hells is the one that cannot make their way through them alone. Even with a partner, escape is still impossible. Just as it takes a community to save one from damnation in the world above, so it does in the world below. The topography of hells. As any Marillion idiom will tell you, there are 3 hells, each stacked on top of the other. The bottom level, which I call the Abyss, is a natural destination for most occupants of this realm. It doesn't matter if they have cursed themselves or been cursed by others, for curses, whether ours or Nefera's, tend to lack nuance. The middle level I call the Depths. I imagine you are seeing the theme now, dear traveler. If you do not like it, well, I am long gone or dead, so there. The depths seem to be dedicated to those of special interest to Nefera, either her enemies or those she seeks to observe for her amusement. The highest level I call the surface, but as with the others, I mean it in the oceanic sense. A diver will tell you that one must always ascend carefully, and the attempt to reach the surface is often the most dangerous part of the journey in all. I have met many in the upper echelon who were told they would only be in the hells temporarily, perhaps as a supposed punishment from the Queen or some unintended promise to search every corner of the afterlife for a loved one. But they soon discover they've been forgotten. Numerous traps and obstacles block their return to the City of Light. Long-term effects of being here. I do not intend to burden you with my troubles, dear traveler, but I warn you lest you become like me. I have heard tales of afterlives that erode your existence the longer you dwell within them, but the hells are not this way. They do not erode, but they twist you, form you, expose your deepest, ugliest self within and without. External appearances seem to vary widely. Perhaps this has to do with the soul's belief where the ugliness actually is, though I have no way of testing that. The lower you are within the hells, the faster and more painful the transformation becomes. That might be why Aaron was losing control. I have been accosted by many vicious, half-mutated monsters seeking to kill or torture me for their amusement. I have also been waylaid by desperate, lonely creatures who will do anything for company, even if that means capturing someone and holding them captive. No matter what these souls did in their lives, what they become is deeply tragic, but I know that there is nothing you can do for them. What I mean to say is keep moving. Keep moving. With every breath you have, keep moving. How to escape? I'd hope I'd have an answer to this question by the time I reach this point, but my time grows short. I feel my body losing its shape, like I am being carved into something new. All I can offer you is a well-intended conjecture, or as well-intended as I hope to be as someone sent to this accursed place. The most important rule is you must head up. Up as high as you can until you move through one level and then the next. Unfortunately, between the levels, all magic ceases to function, so you cannot use it to assist you in travel. As far as I've been told, there is only one exit to Hells, as it is the very highest point, suspended in the air, but with magic impossible there, I do not see how one can reach it. But do not focus on the impossibilities. Get there first. For rumors persist of another possible escape, a means by which the High Queen and her closest confidants monitor her prisoners.
Why she'd want to monitor them is far beyond my ken, as I have found no evidence of anyone ever escaping the hells. Not even wishful legends whisper round campfires in the dark. I urge you to cling tight to this hope, dear traveler, for it is never the ugliest part of you, and therefore this place cannot touch it. In the face of impossible odds, it shall see you through. I had hoped to meet you, dear traveler, but I'm beginning to think I will, for I am in the very words I carve. May you find what I never could, a friend. Nothing else. So one of two pieces of the tablet. Got it. You got a lore tablet. Did you learn how to get out of here? I got some ideas, but nothing concrete. But I did learn just how badly Xenia and Zathri need us to get out of here. Xenia grumbles. I told you, you whip-obsessed dolt, you should have kept it to yourself. And I told you, you're not in charge anymore. Let's get moving before the two of you manage to become something worse. You follow them through the barren landscape, balking when you come to a great mountain with a stark, sheer cliff face. It is very tall. I believe it will take days to scale, if not weeks, for me anyway. I'm not carrying you up a cliff face, Princeling. You will have to make do. This is the only way. Maybe not the only way. The lore tablet said magic doesn't work between levels, but I should probably test that. I'll try to make some steps. You visualize pieces of the cliffside stretching out to form even steps moving upward. Let's make this place a little bit more accessible. But nothing happens. Guess that answers that question. Magic doesn't work between the levels. Explains why the power I felt since we landed here is suddenly gone. Great. But how are we supposed to get up there without... You're clattering above you and suddenly rocks begin to fall. Look out! Hold on, guys. You scoop up your owlbear and Lemoth, holding them close to your chest. I need to make myself more durable. I really hope this doesn't count as magic. You let the anger that's been brewing your guts since you landed in the hills wash over you. Strength and durability flood your body. Dropping to a crouch, a boulder slams in your back, but you hardly feel it as it breaks into pieces. Guess Nefara didn't plan for orcs and their abilities. Except you're not an orc, but moving on. See, guys, some rocks can't stop us. Once you're sure the slide has stopped, you begin to climb. Tortuously slow process of careful finding hand and foot holds. Silence falls over your group and you linger near the bottom alongside Bakshi, keeping a close watch in case anyone loses their footing. I had hoped all this would have been over by now, but it seems the story has other plans. Bakshi, this isn't your fault. It is my fault, Rain. Not only did I let a simple mortal trick me with clever words, but I let her defeat me. And with a dart of all things, a dart. A poison dart. It's not like you're the only one who fell for her lies. Ah! Mal loses his footing, sending pieces of rock raining down on Xenia below him. Watch it, human! I didn't do it on purpose, you elitist. Can we fight about this when we're all, not hundreds of feet above the ground and in danger of falling to another death? She grumbles something underneath her breath and climbs up past Mal, who waits for you to join him. You've got to keep your head, Mal. I know, it's just... What happens if we miss our window and Nefara comes back to life? Or what if we get stuck down here and my mother never leaves the River of Seekers because of it? We can't predict what's going to happen, but I can say that tearing yourself apart isn't going to help. What am I supposed to do? Climb! It's Jesus. Well, talking about it is a good start, so keep that up. I still can't believe this place even exists. and the thought of light being so punitive, it sickens me.
This place is Navarro's creation, Nia, not the lights. I'm not so sure of that, Rain. She may have created it originally, but it remains because the people above believe in it.
But we don't even preach about hells in the temple anymore. We haven't for years.
You don't really have to preach about them when they're so ingrained in your culture. I mean, even us orcs say sunken hells. We're not talking about this place, but that's clearly where we got the word.
There must be something we can do, some way to destroy this place forever.
Clearly, not saying hell isn't going to stop that. There are some people who deserve nothing more than to rot for the rest of eternity, Nia, my mother among them. Aaron, I know you're hurting. Hurting, I'm not hurting, I'm raging, livid. I learned to not expect any kindness from my father, my brother, but she... He swallows roughly, starts to climb again, refusing to meet your gaze.
I was blind to her treachery. A little trick me, to trick all of you.
Aaron, you couldn't have known. Serena and back, she had no idea, and you only knew her from when you were a kid. Of course you trusted her.
But that's precisely why I should have seen it. The thought even entered my mind at one point, but
you hoped you were wrong.
A mistake that hurt us all.
And one that you were not first person to make.
If you could all stop making idle chit-chat, we must actually reach the summit sometime today.
I love you. You're so friendly. When you finally reach the top of the cliff, you find 5 small pedestals waiting. 4 in cardinal directions and 1 in the middle.
We only need 3 of you, and 1 each pedestal. Xenia and I will take the remaining 2.
And we're just supposed to trust you. You haven't even told us where to go after this, or what you plan to do.
Your enemy should be straight ahead. We plan to go nowhere near her. There is a bad blood between us. Now, hold up your end of the bargain.
As much as I hate them, Rain, we should not sink to their level. We're in Hells, Tyrrell. We can't go any further. We've sunk as far as we can go. You, Nia, Balix join Xenia and Zathra. On the pedestals, intricate glowing runes gradually form into a golden door.
Well, I'll be goddamned again. I owe you. Pay me back by shutting up.
Without even looking back at you, the shadow courtiers step through the door and out of sight. Well, guess we better get moving. Perhaps a rest is in order before you face this enemy. You will want to be prepared, and that was quite a climb. But as your friends settle down on the ground beside a half-destroyed building, Aaron and Mel stay standing.
I'm gonna scout this place out, make sure there's nothing hiding inside planning an ambush.
I'll come with. As Mal and Aaron start to head around the building, Nia jumps up and leans in close to whisper to you.
As glad as I am to see them spending time together, I'm not sure letting them go off alone is the best given circumstances. Why don't we go with? Maybe we can help them sort through things, and I'm sure there are useful items to find. It can't be all bad down here.
I'll come with. You and Nia jog to catch up with Mal and Aaron as they step into the abandoned building. Place your bets. What are we going to find? A cute creature, a mutated monstrosity, cute creature that turns into a mutated monstrosity?
I vote something that will wrap the printing up like a present so we can relive old times. Horrifying old times that are still somehow better than what's happening now.
I vote for whatever animal will frighten Mal with its very presence. Be right back, gonna go get the cat. Nia intentionally steps between them, her eyes wide.
Look at those columns and the stained glass. It's like a temple of light. Though I don't know why there'd be one down here. Maybe the architecture wasn't to Nefari's tastes.
A quiet falls over you as you stalk deeper into the building, the thick air with the tension of what hasn't been said. Finally, Aaron clears his throat. So I hate my mother. Oh, you and me both. What? I think that's completely fair after everything that's happened. I just don't understand how she deceived me when...
A professional deceiver.
Mal,
No, he's right.
fraud should be able to spot a fraud. Aaron, that's because you've grown. That's not true. There are still so many things I've failed at. Still so much to make up for. That's self-reflection is honestly pretty solid proof that you have grown.
And you know, your mother didn't feel any guilt when she shoved us into this pit.
No, all she cared about was her own power. It can be very frustrating to discover that those you modeled your life after don't value the same things you do, and that they aren't the people you thought they were. And thus the old saying, don't meet your heroes. They're not exactly what you chalk them up to be. Aaron kicks a rock across the floor, the sound echoing through the chamber.
My only discovery got us stuck in hell.
Hey, we're making progress. By allying with the worst people imaginable.
Thanks, Nia. You were supposed to be the optimistic one here.
Yeah, Zathra and Xenia were not great, but they're gone now. And you're not worried about them getting out? Not really. The Shadow Cult were never the most imaginative thinkers. I mean, they've been here for how long? They still needed us to get them to the second level?
I don't know how you do it, Rain.
Do what?
Not lose hope.
Listen, my dreams of finding a waifu, that's what keeps me going. I'm serious. Also good music. And coffee. I have all of you. You are all my family. It's easy to keep fighting when you're at my side, but even when it's a losing battle. I feel the exact same way. When I'm with all of you, I feel like I can do anything.
Don't tell Tyrell, because they never let me live it down, but it's the same for me.
You all slowly look over at Aaron.
I'm not there yet. I don't know. I don't think. I do care about all of you, but I was on my own for so long.
I think I still have a hard time believing I'm not. Pushing deeper into the building, you open a door to find a pitch-black darkness awaiting you. Well, that's not utterly terrifying or anything. My magic doesn't work here, or I'd laid it up for us.
That's what good old-fashioned torch is for.
He digs one out of his bags and lights it up. But the moment the flame catches, it's snuffed out.
Okay, I really don't like this.
The darkness has to be some sort of magic, yet it's still working. I wonder what could be causing it. Only one way to find out. You step into the room, immediately losing sight of your companions, but as you step deeper, you notice a small glow in the distance. Do you see that?
Please don't be something luring us into the mouth of a giant monster.
I think it's a flower. Wow, glowing flower, you're right. It's pretty. It's so pretty. I think it's what's causing the darkness. It's pulling all the light around here into itself. What for? To hide itself from predators, perhaps? Or a way of sustaining itself, even given there doesn't seem to be a sun down here. Do you think it could be using infernal magic? I imagine that wouldn't necessarily be affected by the anti-magic around here.
I don't care what it does. All I know is it could come in handy. Imagine all the sneaking you could do without ever being seen.
You don't need a flower to sneak through the shadows.
I don't, but it could help the rest of our friends.
Allow me. Aaron kneels beside the flower and carefully takes a cutting, which you tuck into your bag, and before stepping back out into the main room. You never know when you might need some magical darkness. We should probably get back to the others. Hopefully they're feeling well enough to continue on.
Time to find out what the second level of Hells is like.
And who this mysterious enemy of yours is. And as the three of them head for the door, you hesitate, glancing between them. Near.
Of course, Rain.
Aaron and Mal head out of the door while you and Nia linger strangely beautiful chamber. It was really sweet of you to look after Aaron and Mal like that.
Oh, I just knew they were both having a rough time and needed someone to talk to.
And what about you? How are you holding up?
I've been better. I'm still upset that this place even exists and about everything Scholler Voss said when we saw him. And in a weird way, kind of grateful I never got to know my parents.
You mean because of what Aaron's mother did?
Everything that Mal's going through with his mom, how much it's hurting him.
You reach over and take her hand, giving it a gentle squeeze.
I don't know anything about my parents. Maybe they were just like Serena and Maria. Or maybe they were like Ariana. Or maybe they didn't even want me before the temple took me.
Nia, I'll always want you. I'll never let go of you, Nia. Not as long as you want me by your side.
You really mean that?
With all my heart. Her eyes sparkle with unshed tears. You draw her into your arms, pressing a soft kiss to the side of her head.
It's been so long clinging to Vash and the temple because they were the only ones who seemed to value me. Then I met you and my whole world changed.
I feel the same way. I saved you from the owl there, and then it was like everything just fell into place. Every second we spend together makes me a better person, a happier person, and I'm so grateful for that.
Oh, Rain.
She throws her arms around your neck and presses her lips to yours, her soft kiss, warm like a spring sunlight. Lost in her embrace, you almost forget the horrors outside the building's walls, but it's over all too quickly.
Thank you, Rain, for being my light.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
After taking a final moment to enjoy the comfort of her presence, you lead her back to the rest of your friends. Stepping through the door, you continue straight ahead, as Zathra instructed, only to find a shimmering force field-like cage, and inside it... Oh, God, this is irony. No way. The woman before you no doubt resembles the Ash Empress, yet she lacks the sharp edges you'd expect. Her features far more gentle.
No, it can't be.
Called it. Balak stares at her, and the Empress immediately whips around to face her, tears in her impossibly soft eyes.
Oh, my daughter. My beautiful, wounded daughter.
She puts her hands up against the force field, but when Balak flinches back from it, she merely drops it.
I'm so sorry, my dearest. Far more than I can ever say. I never wanted you to end up here.
Balak shakes her head the same way a child does when they see something that changes their whole world.
No, this is a trick. It has to be.
Alex, I don't trust it either. This is a place of lies, suffering, and this one seems designed especially to hurt you.
That is not my intention, though my intention matters little after all you've suffered. You never cared about my suffering before. No, I was more often the cause of it.
Hang on. If this is really Valix's mom, why does she look so different? She is no longer corrupted by shadow. You can't be saying that that's what caused her to act the way she did. You know what a decade of occasional exposure to shadow magic did to me, Rain? And she was mirrored in it.
Your friend is right. After I was banished, I spent centuries denying all other types of magic, embracing my anger, my hate. I did not see how it changed me, how it warped every part of me into something dark and cruel. I don't know what to say. This is all so much.
Vali,
What do you want, Bakshi? You came here with my daughter, saying my name like such a thing is not blasphemy.
Your name is Vali. Tira, what does that mean? You look over Tira for help, and he slowly blinks as though waking from a dream. It doesn't translate directly, but it's close to Elvish for love.
Oh no.
Love? They used to be one and the same, but when Nephara ripped my name away, she took it from their language as well. But, Bakshi, aren't you and Itar the gods of love? There are many types of love in the world, Rain. But perhaps it would be more apt to say she is the god of self-love, the god of growth.
Interesting.
I always knew you had a name, but knew there was more to you than the stories. I would have said some more earlier, but were it not for the curse, though it seems to be have lifted here as my memories returned when we approached. Nephara wishes to use my name when she is in my presence. Hells, I hate her so much. There is not much time, Vali. We were trapped here accidentally, and we must get back to Elhalis immediately if we're going to stop Nephara. She's trying to return to the world of the living. That cannot be allowed to happen. I know of an exit, but you must. She phrases. Hide.
You scatter just as an elegant, imposing figure approaches, her voice distant, yet affectionate.
Hello, my love. Nephara.
Oh. So this is the real Nephara. Interesting.
Alright, well, first and foremost, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description. Plenty of things to check out. Ways to support would be greatly appreciated. And also ways for you to become a part of this family, this community that we have here. Aside from that, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And so, yeah, what to say? First and foremost, thank each and every one of you for watching. It means a lot to me. And like I said, there are a few people who have really helped to keep this content going. Like, literally and figuratively, and I cannot thank them enough. Because, literally and figuratively, without a few of their help, you know, from viewers just like you, but from them especially, my content would have ended back in October. I'm going to be honest with you. The computer was going out. There was no way to do anything. I wasn't able to record on a phone because I didn't really have a phone worth of crap. And it was breaking. The battery was draining. Like, then, lo and behold, the screen ended up getting broke by my brother. And that was it. That was all she wrote. And so, you know, that was it. Like, I've kind of just tried to keep things going, because, you know, there's a lot of my life, if you don't know, but TLDR, just a lot of medical things that I've had to take care of and been, you know, handling in the whole 9 yards. So a lot of that takes its toll, especially financial. And so, yeah, you know, when I asked for help, which I have gone 99.9% of my life without asking for, and I'm proud of that, but there comes a time where it's okay to finally say, hey, I needed help, and I did. And some people stepped up and really kept the content going, and I can't thank them enough, but I can't thank each and every one of you enough for watching my content, to continue to come here and watch these videos, hopefully to the end, but, you know, watching these videos, period, and it really, truly means a lot to me. I can't stress that enough. And I say this with my heart and soul and my mind and everything, every fiber of me, is I feel like words will never be enough. But each and every one of you, thank you for being a part of this family. Like, I value and really look forward to each and every one of your comments, to your posts, whether it be here or, you know, any way that you are able to communicate with me or this community. It really means a lot. So, again, I thank each and every one of you. But otherwise, thank you all for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.